satisfied? Did for gold, did for fame, you did for your name. Are you pacified? And what you waste, everything you chase, it all crashes down, and you break your ground, and you put your finger, but there's no one around. It's just one thing, just a fatal key, and one day, and then you do it just a day when you crown king nothing. Heart and cold, heart and soul, the heart is on its gold. Are you satisfied? Champagne with champagne, Louis the Tigler. Are you satisfied? All the loves you waste, all the need you chase, and it all crashes down, and you break your ground, and you put your finger, but there's no one around. It's just one thing, just a fatal key. It hustles, crumble, and you're left with just a day when you crown king nothing. Wish I'm right, wish I'm here, wish tonight. I want that star, I want it now. I want it all, and I don't care how. Careful what you wish, careful what you say, careful what you wish, you just regret. Careful what you wish, you just might get. And it all crashes down, and you break your ground, and you put your finger, but there's no one around. It's just one thing, just a fatal key. You got to rumble, and you're left with just a day, then you crown king nothing. Crown king nothing.
These guys are pretty good. What are you guys doing? Need a job? I'm gonna play a little something different. Well, not that different, but different for me.
baby stay. Well, there's a red house over yonder. Lord, that's where my baby stays. I ain't seen my baby in 99 and 1/2 days. Oh, there's something wrong here. Yeah, there is. Oh, now my key won't unlock the door. Oh, there's something wrong here now. Oh, why won't my key unlock the door? I've got this bad, bad feeling, yeah, that my baby don't live here no more. That's okay. Oh yeah. Well, take it away there now. Woo. Over yonder, on back up on the hill. Lord, I think I'll go back over yonder. Back up on the hill. 'Cause if my baby don't love me no more, I know her sister will.
So yeah, that was a blues thing. That's probably the first time I've ever played a blues song in front of an audience. So you guys are the first who've just seen an exclusive. After playing the blues for like 5 or 6 years now, because I just realized that it's something that's really cool. I never really got around to playing with a band. It's always been in my hotel room or my room or with James or Jason or whatever. And so that felt really good. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Yeah. So, anyone have any questions? All right, this guy right here. You're making me sweat. Well, after seeing what Joe Satriani had to go through with me, I really don't have time for giving private lessons, but I think Tony McAlpine is giving private lessons these days. Does anyone know who Tony McAlpine is? Yeah, I think he's giving private lessons these days. Might give him a call. You. Main thing I learned was, basically, it's weird because we didn't like sit down and just like crunch on a bunch of like theory and whatnot. Whenever Joe and I sat down, we talked about tons of different things, whether it be musical or spiritual or just whatever. And through all those discussions and talks, we would just, I eventually got from him the vibe that, no matter what you do, no matter how much you practice, how much you know, how much you play, you really just have to go with your gut instinct and in your heart, and you just really have to feel it. I remember reading a quote a long time ago in some guitar magazine about how important it was to like learn everything you can about guitar and just throw it away and just follow your heart. And basically that was the same thing that Joe taught me, or was trying to teach me. And he taught me a lot of great warm-up stuff that I still use to this day. And so, it's just basic. Do you want me to show you? I can show you something really, really basic. All right, I'll get my guitar. And this is a really great one because it's really good at loosening your fingers in no time flat. All it is a chromatic run. It's like, this sort of thing. Wait, let me turn on my amp. Can you tell I'm nervous? It's just basically this thing, just simple. That's really basic. You guys all know that sort of thing, right? And so once you get up to the octave, you just go back down. It's just stuff like that. He also had this really neat chord thing that I'm sure Danny knows, because I've seen him do it. It's just, all it is that sort of thing, back down, and so. Hey man, that's a Joe Satriani. I'm explaining to them stuff. Hey man, don't mess with my flow. Okay, but yeah, it's just a lot of that sort of stuff, and there's the odd Ulrich Roth lick that I could never figure out that I have him show me, and that's basically it. So, questions? Let's see, what year is it? 97. I joined in April 83. 83. No, I wasn't. That was some other guy. Yeah. Yeah, they did a couple gigs with Stryper when they were called Rock's Regime. They played with Rat. They played with Saxon. They played with Y&T. I joined right when they were on their way over to the East Coast, and they were on their way to sign the record contract with Megaforce Records. And I flew out there and auditioned, and it was about 3 weeks before we recorded Kill 'Em All. I mean, I didn't know I was in the band until I actually showed up at the studio with my guitar, because they didn't tell me jack shit. In typical, fashion. Okay.
I read somewhere that you're playing jazz and festival stuff as well.
Yeah, I'm playing more jazz and classical these days. Jazz music is something that's really intriguing, and well, I'm really not that great. I mean, you guys probably know more jazz stuff than I do, but I've been listening mainly to a lot of John Coltrane because he's just a beautiful sax player, and a lot of the lines are you can transpose those to guitar very easily, and it just has a lot of beautiful melodies, and I like taking some of the melodies and learning them on guitar. I've also listened to a lot of Latin jazz, stuff like Cal Tjader in particular, and I like the rhythms. When I listen to a lot of that stuff, I get inspired when I hear a certain rhythm, and I'll pick up my guitar and turn it up real loud and real distorted, and play the rhythm out on my E string, and a lot of times that mutates into a piece of music that I'll bring the band, and a lot of the times that's how I write. Is that I'll listen to a particular rhythm, go over to the guitar, and just kind of bang it out, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, I have a riff. And so, that's one of the things I get from Latin jazz. But jazz in general is a whole different world for me, and I think a lot of the reasons why I listen to jazz now is that it's challenging for me. It's a whole world of unknowns that I'm just scratching the surface on. But yeah, John Coltrane, he's the guy, definitely. Okay.
How do you get that gorgeous guitar sound?
Pardon me?
How do you get that gorgeous guitar sound?
That gorgeous guitar sound? Well, it's a big headache getting that gorgeous guitar sound. It takes days. A lot of it is blending, a lot of different amps and room miking, and just a lot of tweaking. What James and I try and do is we try to get the best possible guitar sound we can before EQ, or in that. What we do is we go to each amp and get the best guitar sound, and then blend it all together. And if we have to EQ it, then that's when we EQ it on the board. But it's when we do guitars, we have in the studio a room just for guitars. What we do is we take the amps and we build a little enclave or whatever it's called, a little like a big tent around it to hold the sound in, and that's basically how we do it. And it takes a long time. I can remember working on a particular guitar sound for a week and just feeling really disgusted because we were just burning money. But once it comes, everything else just flows in the studio, and we get a lot done because it sounds so great. But getting there is the hard part. Once you're there, it's worth all the effort. Definitely. Yep.
What are you more into, actually writing songs and playing, or are you going around the world?
Well, they're all fun. They're all very different from each other. A lot of the writing we do is written on. A lot of the music we write is written on the road because you're constantly moving around and you're playing every night and your chops are up, and there's a lot of outside stimulus that makes you want to just pick up the guitar and write something really cool. A lot of the music is written at home, but what I like about the road is being on stage and being able to, like, you know, feel like, you know, you're playing at your best. And that's a good thing about it. I mean, the bad thing about it is living out of a suitcase all the time. That gets really tiring, and not sleeping. I think in the last 2 weeks of the tour, which ended last Wednesday, I was averaging about 4 or 5 hours sleep a night, just because we were moving around so much, and it was a bit hectic. But touring is a lot of fun. I mean, it's a great thing. I'm not complaining. The studio is very satisfying creatively. I mean, there's nothing like taking something that was just a little seed of an idea and watch it grow and grow and grow and grow and grow to this, you know, huge, enormous thing called a song, and laboring over it for months and months and months. I mean, watching it grow from a little seed into this thing is pretty cool. And I'm sure you guys have experienced that somewhat, you know, with your own playing. And I mean, it's really different. I mean, being in the studio as opposed to concert and playing gigs and everything, it's just another aspect of being a musician.
What do you think Cliff would think of where you guys stand musically now?
I don't know. You probably feel like kicking our asses or something. I don't know. When Cliff was in the band, he was the guy who was most, how should I put this? He listened to a lot of different types of music. I think he was the first one of us to, like, break out of just listening to, like, crunching metal all the time. When he was by himself, he would listen to the Eagles and Bach and Creedence Clearwater Revival and the Police and Velvet Underground. He was very much into melody, and a lot of the stuff he wrote was very, very melodic. And so I think if he was still in the band, I think we would have gotten to the more melodic side of us a lot quicker, because that's the way his music was, and that's the way he heard music, in a very melodic fashion. I mean, just listen to the bass solo. It's very melodic on Kill 'Em All. That's a good example of how his style was. He was a very melodic bass player. He did it in the night. You know, I remember when we were recording Kill 'Em All, he was recording in the control room, and I walked up to him to ask him some question, you know, something stupid like, you know, what are you gonna eat for dinner or something? And he just screamed, "Get away from me! I'm doing my bass solo." I was just like, okay, whatever. He was quite the character. Yeah.
First of all, I want to say thanks, man, because your guys' music helped me get through a lot of rough times in my life.
Thank you.
Start off by saying that.
Cheers.
And secondly, I want to ask Stan on Cliff, what do you think the biggest difference in writing between Cliff and Jason is?
Well, Cliff definitely pushed the boundaries. I mean, he was always searching for new, different things. Again, you know, I just listen to that bass solo. I mean, who in their right minds would put a bass solo on an album? You know, on their first album. Yeah. You know, it's the craziest thing, but it was such a strong piece of music. We put it on there. He had a really, really different sort of approach to everything. He played bass with a big Morley wah and wore bell bottoms, which is like really beside the point. But I mean, he was a very he was a very articulate player, and he had a very clear vision as to, you know, what type of music he wrote, whereas Jason is very he's a very extreme sort of guy. He wants to go out there and just crush everyone, you know, and that's pretty much his thinking, you know, and so that's the big difference, you know. And another funny thing, James and I were talking about this. I can't picture Cliff on our newest stage. I don't know if you guys have seen the stage we just toured on, But I mean, we were just laughing about how funny would it be to see Cliff running around on that thing, his bell bottoms, his long hair flying all over the place. He'd probably fall off it. It wasn't very coordinated. Yeah. You know, I get along with the guys pretty well. I'm the one guy that everyone gets along with, you know. I think out of everyone, I probably get along with Lars the most because him and I are just very similar. We think similar. You know, it's just one of those things, you know. When there's a group of people and there's someone who you get along with more, that would be Lars. But we all get along pretty well. I just get kind of pissed off when journalists call Jason the new guy after him being in the band for 10 years now. It's just like, and that's partly our fault because in the beginning, that's all we used to call him, is the new guy. And people are still calling him that. But for the most part, we all get along pretty well. Compared to other bands, I mean, I hear nightmares about, you know, other bands and how they can't even you know, look at each other. But that's not the case. We're pretty good friends.
Yeah, out of all your career, out of all the awards and the gigs and all the thousands of people, can you remember the one time kind of when you actually told yourself, like, wow, it all paid off, I actually made it? Or
Yeah, I was thinking that about a year ago. And it's taken me that long to actually think, you know, well, I guess I'm here. I'm doing what I want to do. Which is really strange because yeah, I still don't feel 100% comfortable, you know, thinking about it. And it's something that I try not to think about too much because it makes me feel uncomfortable because I still think that I'm learning and I'm growing, at least musically. And you know, it's when I put too much thought to it, I start getting uncomfortable. So I try not to think about it, really. But again, I'm not complaining. But it's been a lot of work and it hasn't been easy and I'm just, you know, I just feel very fortunate, lucky even. Oh shucks. Well, in my case, I had an opportunity to join a band I really liked, and they needed a guitar player, and so I went out and you know, seized the opportunity and went out there and auditioned for Metallica. And what I can tell you from that is that if you see an opportunity, don't pass it up. I mean, you should really try and seize it and go for it because you never know when that opportunity might come again, if it ever does come again. And you know, if you have your music side of it down, if you know you're playing well and you're a good player and you have that part of it together, and an opportunity comes around where you can, you know, further your career, you should definitely go for it. Okay, I just got the 2-minute warning. So, all right.
yeah, I was wondering, a lot of bands kind of make it big and won't go, for example, like on the movies, they make growth a big part of their image and whatever. How can you say away from
Well, for one, we've never really we've never exploited that side of the band, you know, and used it as you know, part of our image. And on the same token, I mean, getting to the second part of your question, I feel very thankful that we weren't an overnight sensation. I've always felt really good about the fact that we've built up our audience slowly, because it's more gratifying that way, and you have time to adjust to the certain level of success you reach, and you know, I'd rather have it build slowly over 10 years than have all of it over 2 years. You know what I'm saying? You'll enjoy it a lot more. You'll be more mentally prepared for it, and you'll have a lot more fun, basically. All right, one more question, guys. You in the back.
What is the question you feared the most someone's going to ask you tonight?
Why do we get our hair cut? That was your second question, all right.
And how big of a role the producers had on you guys to change musically, and
How big of a role did what?
the producers and everybody else had,
Uh-huh.
and how much you guys wanted to change it musically and attitude-wise and
Well, you know,
musically?
you see, when we put this album out, we didn't think we changed at all. Everyone else told us we changed, which was pretty weird. I mean, it came as a big shock to us, as well as all the attention we got for cutting our hair. It was a strange sort of thing. I thought that people would perceive this album as being just another stage in our career. We're exploring different musical styles, different musical avenues, but I in my opinion, I thought we just picked up from where we left off on the last album, but people beg to differ. So I really can't really tell you much other than that.
The fans that wanted Metallica as heavy, as crunchy, and as hard as it used to be.
Yeah, there's a million people out there who want us to put out another Master of Puppets, but yeah, you're one of them, yeah. But you have to understand, we've already done that, and to do that again would be a regression rather than a progression. And we've always been about moving forward and trying out different things and basically keeping it interesting for ourselves. And if we were to do that, it wouldn't be so interesting, and our hearts wouldn't be into it. And plus, I mean, we know that the people want that. And so we kind of like shy away from that sort of thing, knowing that that's what people want. We want to do something that's a little bit challenging for us and for our audience as well. So I think we're gonna play one more song. So, all right, cheers.
Sleep with one
Kirk Hammett.